RiverBender.com. Welcome back. 10:05, a little bit of change on this first day of May. Back with Christina Foster. Foster's Light in the Dark. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Here, let me pull that microphone over closer to you. So, we've talked, what was it, a year ago?
Yeah.
And how's everything been since that year?
A lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Well, fill me in on it, because I've seen your name popping up in Foster's Light in the Dark and various, posts and just different media, and it seems like you really have been rocking and rolling this year.
Yeah, it's only by the grace of God. But, yeah. So after we had our last fundraiser last year, we raised enough money to start a website.
Really cool.
Yes. We have a memorial wall now for suicide and drug overdose victims, but we also held a candlelight vigil at Russell Commons Park on August 31st. We memorialized over 100 people.
Wow.
And we had 200 years of clean time show up and leave the community with that hope shot that we do recover.
That's honestly incredible. And I'm on your website now, and if folks are interested to look at that memorial wall, it's available, or to, submit their own entries too. And it's really, eye-opening to see how many, different aspects of life those folks, came from too, that are on that wall.
And, the sad part is we don't think about how our addiction affects the people around us until we had to memorialize a baby.
Oh.
I guess the baby was if I'm not mistaken, 16 months old. And because, they had gotten a hold of a bag, or they had touched something that had fentanyl on it and they died. That is an indirect death of our decisions. And that, was hard for me. It really was. But that opened my eyes to have a place in our memorial park for people that weren't addicts, that did lose their life to, drugs.
That's such an interesting component of that too, and really it's a nice addition that you've made to that wall, and really just something I couldn't imagine being a part of and being present at too. That's got to be so tough.
Yeah, I mean, we got to remember that our decisions has a ripple effect, good or bad. But yeah, it was really, oh man, it was earth-shattering for me to have that realization that there are kids out there that have died because of indirect result of our decision.
100%. And, it seems like, too, and like I said, this website you guys have is really nice. And you guys can find it at fosterslightinthedark.org. That's fosterslightinthedark.org. They are really liking Centerstone today. It keeps changing it back over. Fosterslightinthedark.org, and really just a great way to get involved as well, and to support and to volunteer too.
Yes, of course.
Well, and now you have a couple of other events. We're going to start talking about the chicken dinner fundraiser here in a second, but you already have your summer pretty much planned out. August 31st, you're going to be taking part of Overdose Awareness Day again at Russell Commons Park, just right down the road.
Yes, we are on the International Drug Overdose Awareness event page. So our event is already posted there. Last year, we had people that came from all over because they found our event. They wanted to do something to honor their loved one that was lost, and they showed up. And after we went through the names on the list that we had the mic open, and they were able to come up and say names. Yes, we are having that, and it's going to be a little longer this year. It's going to be from 4 to 8.
Good.
And we're going to have Chief Ford from the Alton Police Department is going to come speak. We're going to also team up with Williams Family Dove Release, and we're going to release doves this year.
Really cool.
Yes.
He's a great guy, by the way.
I know. I met them. They're so good. Such good people. Really good.
Well, and I like too, that you're really, taking all aspects of this too, whenever you're looking into this event and you're putting this on. And because, so many times I think as, public, we might not know that individual if something happens, and, we don't realize the world that was around them and, their families and loved ones. And I could only imagine that that's a great opportunity for folks that maybe felt like not like they couldn't, but maybe awkward about, doing something, to have a place where everyone comes together to do it. That's pretty special.
Yeah, it was really moving. The interesting part was we had reached out and tried to get the bridge to light purple. And the city of Alton said yes, but the Illinois Department of Transportation said no. But it was Memorial Weekend, so they lit the bridge red, white, and blue. But at the end of our candlelight, the sky was purple.
Oh,
and
wow.
we got pictures. God showed up and said, "I trump your no." It was amazing. It was so spiritual. Like, you could really tell that it was a good thing. It was a good healing moment for them.
100%. And another, healing moment will be the Suicide Prevention Awareness Month event, which is, again, down at that same location in 4 to 8 p.m. on September the 13th. Now, take me through this. What can we expect?
Okay, this is going to be a really good one for me because this is our first suicide. Last year, everything was just chaotic. We were trying to put together our very first candlelight. This year, my family's going to show up and memorialize my three brothers in a positive way.
Oh, wow.
And we're also going to team up with Williams Dove Release on that event as well. We are having Dave Glover from KMOX is going to come speak. He lost a brother. We're going to have music because my first brother, actually today is his birthday.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday.
Timmy. Yeah. And so we're going to have, at his funeral, they played acoustic Stairway to Heaven. It's the most beautiful, they didn't sing. It was in a church. It was beautiful. We're going to have somebody from Springfield come play that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, and I know that last time we talked, and hearing your story, whenever we initially had our conversation, to hear that full circle moment and to know that you're able to finally have that positive memorialization, that's got to be huge for you and your family.
It is. It is. Because I got to remember that they're grieving too. And if they could they've never been a part of Foster's Light in the Dark. And if they're actually going to get to see what it's about. I know I'm going to cry. The healing.
Well, and I honestly, for your journey too, Christina, because you've done a lot to get to yourself, into the point that where you're at now, and it's a lot of hard work and a lot of faith and a lot of, my
recovery program, working steps.
And you've to be, at this point now though, no, I'd be crying too, because you've really put in that work and it's been a long journey for you, and to have your family around to kind of see the work that you're doing and that end result, that's got to be something that you can't put a price tag on.
No. And I just want them to know that through my brother's death, that this beautiful thing has been created, and we can help others. Just the biggest thing for me has been to lay it down and not blame myself anymore for them dying. That because of my recovery program and the life that I live today, I'm able to be able to realize that it wasn't my fault, that my brothers are in heaven not wanting me to carry that. And I really hope they get that freedom that I have. Does it bother me? Well, yeah, because I'm human, but I don't have to be like, oh, if I would have done this, they would have lived, Right. I get to put that down and realize that, I've been there where they were, and it was a decision made in the heat of the moment,
Well, and honestly, so many people too, always have that, cross to bear. And it seems like it's such a healthy way for you to realize that. And I hope it really does go that same way for their family.
I really do too. I hope if the community can see that, our loved ones, they died, but they're on the other side wanting us to live a life that they never got to.
Right.
And that's how we can memorialize them.
Well, and honestly, I just think it's such a great thing to do. And really for so many people that have gone down that, path or know of someone or have that family member, it's a great day on Overdose Awareness Day as well, the 31st, but also for suicide prevention and the ones that, did have that, circumstance. It's a great way to be a part of this and really in a group that's known, without knowing each other, if that makes sense. Right.
And we in 2024 and 2025, it's all about building connections with community, like the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, Glow for Hope does their things. We're building these connections with Centerstone, and Amare and Sacred Spaces of Care and all these. We're building good alliances because in 2026, that's when we want to set into fundraisers to raise the money for the land.
Yeah.
But without it, we got to do it together. We can't do it on our own.
No.
We got to come together.
Well, and just like, for so many of these things that we're talking about today, like addiction and mental health awareness and you can't do it alone either. You need a team around you, and it's really it really does kind of showcase what you guys are all about too. And before we take our break and come back with Christina in the studio, you have a chance to support all of this by being a part of the Chicken Dinner fundraiser, and we're going to come back and talk all about that. But I wanted to start with those two bigger ones first, so that way the public had a chance to really see what you're doing this year, because you're putting in the work. And every time I hear your story, it's really inspiring. And thank you so much for always doing that too.
I appreciate you. I can't do it without my board either. They're amazing.
There you go. Always good to get the board members.
Yes.
We'll take a quick break. On Sunday, May the 4th, we'll come back and talk about this one. The Chicken Dinner fundraiser, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Moose Lodge in Edwardsville. That's 7371 Marine Road. I know that address so much, and I've never been to that building. We'll come back with more after this.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hey, that's why they call me.
10:18, welcome back to this first day. I'm telling you, they really like Centerstone today. Welcome back to this first day of May. Back with Christina Foster, Foster's Light in the Dark, their second annual Chicken Dinner fundraiser coming down the pipeline in just a couple of days. We're here. We're here. We're in May, and you're getting closer and closer to your Overdose Awareness Day event and the Suicide Prevention Awareness Month event as well. And you guys can support that by being a part of this fundraiser. It's really nice. I mean, $14 per adult, $7 for kids 12 and under. And it includes fried chicken, the mashed potatoes and gravy, your green beans, and corn and salad. Man, you're giving them the whole kitchen sink.
They are.
Well, so how does this work? You guys going to be on hand that day too, or?
Yeah, we will help serve the food, and we will help clean up. We'll set up the tables, and we get a portion of the proceeds for the dinner. But then we have people donate and baked goods, and we get 100% of that.
Wow.
And then we just have, you don't have to eat in, you can carry out. And yeah, that's just a good way for everybody to come together, learn about our mission and what we're about, and, get together and eat some good food.
There you go. Is their food pretty good?
Oh, it's amazing.
Now, how'd the first year go?
It went really well. They said that other than a child, fundraiser that we brought in the most people, our recovery family shows up in a big way.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yes. And with that money, we were able to put together the website.
That's really cool. And that's what I think it's so cool, though, is folks can actually see how they're directly supporting this and really affecting you guys in a great way.
Yes.
Well, and now this year with the funds, what are some of these funds going to go to?
Well, this year we're going to use that to help with the other events, but we're also right now trying to put together sponsor packets so we can get people to sponsor our candlelight vigils, so we can make shirts, and have memorabilia for them to remember this by.
This is really cool. And I also like on your website, too, just because I was going through the support option, which you guys can see by going to fosterslightinthedark.org, is the fact that you guys have all these resources, too, on your website for folks that, I'm guaranteeing you 90% of the people clicking on your website won't know all of them.
Right. Yeah, and those are the people that we partner up with.
I love it.
Yeah, and me being in recovery, my journey's different than everybody else's, but these are other avenues. We all go down our own avenue.
Well, and see, that's why I think your organization's doing so many great things, is because, you're lived experience. And
yes.
I think that, with your board, how many are on your board, by the way?
There's 5 of us.
Oh, wow.
And 4 of us are recovering addicts.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 of us, and 5 of us have experienced a suicide.
Wow.
And all of us know somebody that has died from drug overdose.
Well, and see, I think, it's one of those things where I hate to hear that, obviously, because we never want to hear of anyone's, untimely death for any circumstance. But it's really good to know that, the things that you're doing are all from, truly, because you can't really understand it unless you live it. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
I think it really showcases with how well that you're really, weaving with these different organizations and what your mission truly is.
Right. Like my sister-in-law, this is healing for her. She, of course, isn't an addict, but her husband died by suicide.
Right.
So she has that lived experience from a wife's point of view.
Right.
And she can help people, and that in the end, once we get the park up, which is later on down the road, I would also like to start something for people that are grieving
mm-hmm.
and how to help them let go.
Right. And that's, I think, so important too, because like I said, to have these events where you can really be around people that truly are going through similar things, not because it's never the same,
no,
but it's always somewhat similar, in some circumstance that you can connect with in some way, shape, or form that you're never going to connect with to anybody else, truly,
right.
And whenever you hold these events, what are some of your takeaways just by, seeing the crowd, seeing the families, hearing their testimonials? What are the takeaways from it?
Well, this last one, the very first one, because of course I'm an addict. So my thinking is, you should have said this, you should have did this. I'm seeing what I should have done. Mm-hmm. So my takeaway, it was beautiful because I had so many people coming up and hugging me after saying, thank you for not forgetting our loved one. Thank you for holding this event. It was healing. Mm-hmm. I got to memorialize them in a positive way rather than, so like to me, it was like, wow, it is helping people.
Right.
Because I try to run on God's will, not mine. And he just showed up in a major way. and lined everything out perfectly. Even though I was going through it and not really knowing what I was doing, it all came together.
Right. Well, and I think too, it's really great to see how well it's grown, because I mean, this mission, I mean, there's nothing that's more personally close to somebody than you and your organization's mission.
Right.
And to see, I mean, in just a year since talking to you though, the growth that you're experiencing, and then just seeing the collaboration, I mean, you definitely have somebody on your side. That's for sure.
And it's amazing because my board, like, they are just like all in, and like, you got to have that. We got to come together, and then it shows the love in the community, how we try to bring everybody together and do this together.
Right on. And you know, going forward, we're going to wrap up talking about your fundraiser again. But going forward, what should the public know just about the next, couple of months for Foster's Light in the Dark, and how can we support you?
You could support us by like sharing our events on Facebook or word of mouth, or showing up, or like if you really have a loved one that you just want to come memorialize, you don't have to put their name out there. Just come light a candle in silence.
Right.
But as long as, we're being supported by the community with open arms like we have been, we can continue to grow.
100%. And Christina, before I let you go, fill me in on this chicken dinner fundraiser. What time do we show up? Can we place orders ahead of time?
Yeah. What you could do is 11 to 3, we will be there. And you can show up and get a dinner, or you can call in and place a dinner and have carry out. And yeah, we get part of the proceeds. And if you have any donations for desserts, bring them before 11. We'll put them on the table, and there's not going to be a set, just any donation, you can get anything.
Really cool.
We're not trying to just, nobody's turned away.
I love it. And what time? 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.?
Yes.
And that's over there at the Edwardsville Moose Lodge. That's 7371 Marine Road in Edwardsville. $14 for adults, $7 for children that are 12 and under. And this all goes back to Foster's Light in the Dark. And Christina, as always, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me again.
Oh, never a problem. You're welcome anytime to come back on and fill us in a little bit more.
That.
We'll take a quick break. We're going to come back and with a little bit of a tape conversation. Then we'll go into Ameren, Illinois on this first day of May. It's Thursday. We are almost here. We're almost here. We're almost here. And we'll be back with more after this.